Bob, firstly, thanks for joining us. We're here in Spain for 7 days of warm weather training. Firstly, can you just explain why we're here and what the benefits are of a camp like this?
Yeah, sure. Well, there's quite a few different benefits to a trip like this. Probably first and foremost is the environmental conditions. So it's obviously very hot, which poses a different challenge to training. Obviously they're working hard, which they would be doing anyway, but with the added heat stress, there's a few adaptations that we would expect to see, which will help them when we come back to Scotland. So a few different things, for example, increases in blood plasma volume, which can reduce cardiac strain or how hard the heart's having to work for a given amount of work. They'll start to sweat earlier, they'll start to sweat more, which help a lot in terms of thermal regulation, keeping their core temperature in that safe, appropriate range. And then thirdly, a sort of almost psychological element to it, their perceived exertion. Training in these kind of conditions will, as the week goes on, get better, start to feel just that little bit less difficult, and then when we get back to Scotland, hopefully feel the benefits of that coming back to our normal climate.
When we last caught up with you, it was the first day of pre-season, the testing of course. Take it everything went okay there and everybody was able to get onto the next stage, which presumably involved a lot of running.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said at the time, it was a busy day, they had lots to do, but yeah, very worthwhile task doing all of that. As I mentioned, it gives us those baseline values to refer to throughout the season, which will come in handy in various different scenarios. But more acutely, it has helped quite a lot in terms of designing the training, and particularly the conditioning drills that the guys are doing out here and have been doing over the last 10 days or so. There's been a few of them where it has been really helpful in terms of grouping players who are at a similar level, a similar stage together, and making sure that the training they get is right for them. I mean, football as a sport lends itself to lots of different types of athletes who all bring different physical qualities, in some cases weaknesses, to the table, and it's part of our job to try and strengthen those, or sharpen those strengths rather, and mitigate and develop and improve any areas of weakness. But yeah, I just think it's important to note really that not everybody needs to look the same, not everybody should look the same necessarily in a team sport like this, where lots of different attributes can be useful at different times.
What's the plan for the week then from a fitness point of view? Because obviously we do have the 2 games out here as well. It's probably a fine balance, isn't it? Yes. I mean, I'd say this point of the season is particularly important from that physical conditioning point of view, which might sound obvious, but with such a congested, competitive schedule, all the different games that we have, whether it's league, cup, etc. This is really the only period where we have the chance to really hit them with high volume training loads, doing more than we would normally do in season. At the moment, the task is trying to develop their fitness, both from a general conditioning perspective, football specific conditioning, and also obviously giving the gaffer the chance to get all of the tactical input into them as well. And this is the period where we can do that, and we can carry a bit more fatigue than we would be comfortable with during the competitive season, where obviously the focus is a bit more on tapering, recovery, readiness to play and perform. So yeah, really unique period of the season where we're quite happy to work that bit longer, a bit harder, and carry a bit more fatigue, as I say. So yeah, really important time of the year. Euan, thanks for joining us. Can we just begin by you telling us your role here at the football club?
Yeah, so one of the first team analysts here. Basically work all the training, the matches that are upcoming, the matches that have been, just kind of fitting in with the coaching staff to deliver what they want to the players, trying to help out with that.
How have the last few weeks been for you? You mentioned the coaching staff there. For anything, I'm sure it can potentially be a little unsettling when there's kind of change in management and coaching staff. Yeah,
change I think is the right word, and then we basically come in early doors, see what they want from us, again see what they want to put across to the players, how they want to do that, and exactly where we fit, try and pick up as quick as we can the information that they think is really important. It's good for us, I think, as an analysis team, because we pick up new things from a new staff. We've obviously got a wee bit of work to do to catch up to them and kind of get up to speed, but once we get there, and I'm sure we will pretty quickly, it's good.
Derek and the coaches have of course had a week or so now with the players. What are some of the things that they've asked from you specifically?
Yeah, so capturing all the training sessions is a big part of it, especially being out here. We managed to get a lot of time on the pitch, and with that they're delivering a lot of content to the players and get messages across we'll film it, and then they can look that back, see different things that maybe they weren't able to see on the pitch, or if there's different drills going on at the same time, they can get a look at all those, see things from a different perspective, because using the drone, the height that offers, you can see everything in one picture. Then that allows them to kind of get more of an understanding who they're working with, how the group is, how they're taking on the messages that they're trying to get across to them, and feed that back to the players, but individually through the team. So again, we'll fit into that, we'll prepare things ready for the players in meetings, and then with a couple of matches over here, we'll kind of prepare bits of information again they think is important to try and fit in and put it in a meeting for them.
Ross, we should start by saying welcome to Hearts. How have your first few days and weeks been at the football club?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good to be in and use pre-season to get to know people. It's obviously quite an intense time in terms of training for the boys, but we've managed to get a bit of time on the pitch and managed to be welcomed by the boys and the staff. So yeah, it's been a good start.
You touch on it there, but I suppose pre-season trips like this are the perfect opportunity to get to know players and staff.
Yeah, just to be away and be in sort of close quarters with everybody, you start to, for me anyway, get some sort of informal chats with people around sort of the set play stuff that I'd like to try and implement with the staff, but also to get to know people as well and just try and grow relationships that way.
Set play coaches becoming increasingly popular in the modern game. How did the move to Hearts kind of come about?
So I've been doing set piece analysis for a little while and spoke to Graham Jones about the opportunity. I worked with the B team for a little bit, and then that was almost like a trial period to then progress into this role here.
And just finally, new coaching staff here of course as well. How have your initial conversations been with them?
Yeah, they've been good, been very welcoming, very sort of understanding and keen to implement some form of set plays based on what they are used to, what they prefer and what they think I can potentially bring, and obviously working on the strengths of the team and where we can try and get success in both boxes. So no, they've been very welcoming, and hopefully we can make a good job of what we're trying to do.
Ross, thanks for your time.
Thank you.